Mary Chiwenga remains a victim of Zanu PF bullfight. Appeared at court today. This is really very, very disturbing what we continue to see happening in the nation. Family, I don't know what really is happening with the Zanu PF leadership, because this fight of Mary, we expected it to be over by now, but it seems like it's still far from over. Actually, we are still seeing Mary after all that she went through, after her body parts being cut off, with the leg being cut off, another hand being cut off. And yet, still, there is somebody who is still vindictive. There's somebody who is still fighting. There's somebody who still wants or thinks that Mary has not suffered enough. These are some of the things that I think that are bringing a curse to the nation of Zimbabwe. This is one reason why things will never be good in Zimbabwe, as long as we still have this attitude of fixing, of wanting to revenge, or wanting to, put somebody in a very, very, painful situation like what we are seeing right now. This really is uncalled for. It's really uncalled for. It's a high time, really, that the powers that be in ZANU PF must begin to reconsider their steps, whatever it is, whatever is happening. I don't care who is who in this story, what really is happening, but of course we know that there is a bullfight between this. Within this very story of the fight between General Chiwenga and Emerson Mnangagwa, but where it has gotten to, I think it has gotten to a certain level that is now a bit too much. What does the world think about us as Zimbabwean people? And of course, I was also looking at her being wheeled into court today, in a wheelchair, and I was saying, really, what does the world think about us? And even the magistrates or the judges that are really adjudicating over this case, we have seen in many cases some people being denied to attend court session by either the judge or the magistrate, considering the state of their health. But why is it that it's not happening with Mary? It's not happening with Mary. I wish Mary would have just been left. They must just leave Mary alone, so she can just at least have peace in the very last days of her life. The woman has suffered just unnecessarily too much, and it seems like nobody cares. And this really is not good for ZANU PF. It is not good for our country. Zim Life reports that a left leg and right hand amputated Mary Mubaiwa, ex-wife of Vice President Constantino Chiwenga, is wheeled into the Harare Magistrates Court, where her lawyer will tell a magistrate that she wants a permanent stay of prosecution on charges including attempted murder and money laundering. Beatrice Mtetwa says Mubaiwa is extremely sick and she can't get instructions from her because of her condition. She's always on medication, in pain or sedated. So just look at this. Really, what does the world think about this? I wish people in ZANU PF would also have mercy. There's a certain time that we should get to a point where we say, enough is enough. What has been done has been done. But this is really just out of this world. And this is just way beyond humanity.
Sorry.
You see, I don't know. You can't even look at this more than once, because you just start to feel your heart even, cracking. But yet we have people that are in power who are busy enjoying, going around, marrying new wives. Imagine marrying new wives and even going on with their lives while the life of another individual is like this. I don't know. I can't say much, but all that I can say is that this is just a sign of what ZANU PF is. This is exactly what ZANU PF is. This is exactly what Emerson Mnangagwa, General Chiwenga, and all these ZANU PF people are. And that's how they think about Zimbabweans. It's really pathetic. I'm sure Mary regrets a million times why she even left her first marriage, and instead being hoodwinked by these politicians, and then thinking that you are going for a soft life, only for you to land in this kind of life. I know that quite a lot of people would want to throw stones at her and say, why did she do this? Why did she leave Shingi and all the like? And people would say things, but this is how life is. At times we make errors, we make mistakes. But when we make such a kind of wrong mistakes, like what happened with Mary, should then she be punished for the rest of her life because of that single mistake? How many mistakes do we also make? But eventually, the mistakes are amended and our lives look like going back into the order. But as for Mary, she has not been seeing her children. Imagine, and it's sad. It's sad, really, that in Zimbabwe we have women's groups. We have women like Vanalinda Masarira who claim that they are activists for women rights and blah blah. But it seems like nobody. We have Zanu PF Women's League. We have other social gatherings of women, but not even a single one can ever talk about this. This is how pathetic our country has come to, where now we have gotten to a point where those that are in power are now able to just do whatever that they can, and while the whole country or the whole nation is watching, but still nobody dares speak against it. This is how traumatic our country is. That's trauma on its own, where people can't voice and say the correct thing and speak against things that are wrong. I don't know. I don't know. As for Mary, I think the woman has just suffered enough. And our prayers are that the Lord will just have his will on Mary, because we don't know till when she shall continue to be suffering like this. You can't be in such pain. Imagine, I just wish people would imagine, Zanu PF people would just imagine when you have a leg and an arm amputated, and that very body that remains is still painful, it's sick. I don't know whether that was a piece of cloth that was around her face or it's a skin, but if it's a skin, it's just looking so orange, and you can just imagine what's happening to her. It's sad. It's sad. I wish General Chiwenga would really reconsider, or whoever has got the power to stop this from happening would reconsider and just allow this woman to have peace in the last days of her life. Otherwise, this is going to cause a case over Zimbabwe. It's already a case anyway. That would cause a lot of things not to go well. God would never look at this and smile, definitely. And it's unfortunate that these are the leaders that we have in our country. That's why we are fighting to make sure that we change the status quo in Zimbabwe and we have some different kind of leaders that will come. It will happen because it has happened in Botswana, it has happened in other countries, it's also coming to Zimbabwe. Thank you so much, family, for joining me on the show. We will continue to be meeting in the upcoming shows, but I believe that we are going to be crossing over now to the main channel. Let's meet at the main channel as we talk about issues that we have today. Remain blessed and shalom.